Hey everybody, welcome back to Thursday Night Poker, day 8 of no poker. I don't even know what day of no poker it is. It's a lot though. No, this will come out next week.
Oh, it's day like 9.
Yeah, currently we are on day 3 recording this, but when this airs, it's
So
like
5, day 12.
Day 12. Well, God bless everyone. Hopefully you're surviving and having some fun. But with that being said, we do have Thursday Night Poker for you. Commentary by Brandon and Ken. We have the final table of Mini CSOP Event number 7. $120 stack tournament.
108 runners.
108 runners. Gross.
Pretty gross.
There's a lot of chips in play. May is in the middle of the table there. She's our 6th seat. She is, bar none, the best chip stacker I have ever seen in person. Look at that massive stack she's got going there.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
It's gross. I don't even think she knows what they're in. They're not even in like any kind of stack.
No, they're not in there, no.
It's nuts. I love it. All right, you got Castro in there. Castro is our most frequent final table CCG Poker TV final table personality who has never made it more than 5 minutes into the final table. He's like, oh, we're going back over there again.
He's like, I'm out.
Screwed. And yeah, that's typically what happens.
And here we go. He flops a queen and gets an open under.
I think he's
top 2.
Oh, top 2.
Well,
he's got $1.5 million in chips though right now.
Yeah, he does. He should be okay.
He's got a bunch.
For a little bit.
The 2-seat over there looks relatively small. That's Jeff. Jeff is down to 285,000. Blinds are what, 30, 60? 25, 50? I think it's somewhere in there. 25, 50 or 30, 60. Could be 40, 80. I think it's 30, 60. You got Bob over there in the middle, and then you got another Bob next to him. 2 regs. They're doing okay. May's in the middle. Who else we got?
Castro takes it down with top 2.
Yeah, I mean, Tyler really didn't have a whole lot to go on there.
No, gutter ball. Overcard, that was no good.
Surprisingly, this is at the VFW in Warrenville. The lighting there is great. Look at this. Look how good that camera looks. I'm trying to get the logos to line up perfectly, but I think my monitor was crooked, so it was originally good, and then I changed it again, but... Anyways, that's where we're at.
Streaming problem. I couldn't.
Streaming first world problems. No longer necessary in the zombie apocalypse world that we currently live in.
Right.
Day 12 of no poker.
Bob's going to rip it here with the ace jack. Oh, 30, 60, 60. So Bob's got what, 7?
460?
8 bigs?
Yeah, I mean 8 bigs. Yeah.
Exactly 8 bigs?
Maybe 7 1/4, 7 1/2, 7 7/3, 7 and some quarters. Pocket 7s for Jeff. He's also short stack, so this is actually going to put his tournament life on the line.
Yeah, Jeff, he can't fold 7.
I don't
He's
think
got
so.
30,000 out too. I mean, Bob is
7-handed,
from
he's
under the gun.
Yeah, and he's under what? 5 big blinds?
Yeah, 7s are.
I mean, at that point, your range is you're not getting many better chances than this, right? Yeah, he does.
He knows he's probably racing or.
Tyler with the Queen 8, also down to oh boy, 2 big blinds. Now he just paid the big blind and the ante, and that really
he's got
sucks.
5 hands to on
Yeah,
the spot.
that's true. I went to Starbucks today.
Yeah. Just gambling.
What am I gambling on? Can't go inside. You just go through the drive-thru.
Yeah.
Good game.
Fades it all the way through. 7s are gonna hold. Ace Jack, no good. No bueno.
Bob's got a little bit of leftover chips.
Well, I mean, yeah, he's gonna have.
But he's gonna have to pay the big blind.
He's all in for 460. He just lost what, like 300. So he's gonna be down to 150, 175 somewhere. Oh yeah, graphics.
Yep.
So got a couple chips.
Graphics. All right, chip count. May is our chip leader with 2 million. 32% of chips in play. Castro, a close second at 1.7. Bob P, who's the 5 seed, he's at 900,000. And you got a lot of short stacks. You got Bob as a short stack. She's got 2 mil.
Okay. So
and that massive stack of chips. May, right in the middle there.
Sweet.
She was actually very nice.
Right, good luck to me.
Over and under, how many times in part 1 is she going to put on hand sanitizer? It's weird to do commentary right now with the current pandemic state of the world. Nobody, we could honestly, nobody could see this. Nobody could hear this commentary. I mean, that's like the absolute worst case scenario. I don't think that's going to happen.
That'd be weird.
That would be weird.
I mean, as bad as it gets, we'll still have the internet. And
Oh,
power
good.
and stuff.
So we'll still do commentary?
Yeah, we'll be there for these for everybody. And they'll still listen.
Well, thank you for listening, folks.
I'll take the over-under at 17.
How many times she does it?
Yeah, although it's kind of tough. Like, is there really a point?
To wash your hands?
No, to put the hand sanitizer on if you're just like, now she just touched the chips. Like, she's
Right.
just back to being dirty.
The idea is to not touch your face, your eyes, your mouth,
right.
your nose, really any orifice. You should keep your fingers out of your and other people's orifices while playing poker. And in all honesty, that's just good common sense in general.
Yep.
We should be doing this always. Yeah. Joe with the 10-9 suited. Back to, Castro's going to get a little squirrely as the second in chips here with a little 6-5 suited. Oof, woof. Sneaky queens for Jeff. He just had sevens. He just doubled up. Do you ever take into account that if a guy literally just doubled up and then he gets involved in the next hand that
Probably got something good.
Something good, right? I mean, that should be... I don't see a guy 3-betting here with like a7 or something. You know, I mean, like just a moderate hand. I mean, Castro's obviously pretty small here in general. Tyler manages to find a fold there. He's down to like 80 chips.
This is the problem. Now Castro's going to have to call. I like the sizing by the guy.
Yeah, it's perfect because, I mean, he made
gonna-
it 180 more. What? He raised to 120 and he just a little squeaker above a min
So
raise.
he's got a 180 to win 570. He is going to fold.
Oh, finds the fold.
So that's another big pot for Jeff here.
Yeah,
I mean, relative to his stack, he just
absolutely it is. He just up
went from
270.
300 to a million in 2 hands.
Yeah, and only had a showdown once.
Yeah, had to win a race, but
Wow. Wowzers.
I'm not sure if I like the open by Castro just because
There's so many people behind.
shorties, and
He's like something you should do.
Tyler and Bob.
Right, like if all of those guys had folded and he was the big blind or something, then certainly. I think with all of those guys to act, it's a little
Right.
tougher to open.
And then you know they're going to be
6-5.
anything they shove is going to be ahead.
And
of
the problem is
6-5.
it's so small that you're almost enticed to call and double them up.
Right. Which you can avoid all of that by just folding.
Right. Well, since he learned his lesson last time, he's going to open with the Queen 9 of clubs now.
It's a little better.
And now Bob's got queens.
Okay.
It's back-to-back queens.
There you go. Now he's going to get shoved up. This is like an example of social distancing. If
Right.
he just folds, then you don't have to like get involved with all the other people.
All the other
behind.
people?
Bob's just flats. I like it.
Yeah,
Bob,
he's getting super sneaky.
in the woods, in the weeds, not the woods. All right, let's see if Castro can hit the 14%.
One club, gut shot. There's a king out there, which maybe will slow Bob down a little bit, but I don't think by too much here. Bob is going to lay the check down again. Yeah, it looks like he checked. We missed it.
No, he bet.
No, I think he checked. Castro bet, C-bet, 150, and then Bob called.
Okay. That is what happened.
I like the C-bet from Castro. I mean, he doesn't want to just have people realize he's going to open and then fold on the flop to anything. Turn pairs the board as a king.
But Castro turns clubs.
He does turn clubs. The problem is it's a king, and now Bob's not worried about a king as much because no way Castro goes
did
all in on
anybody
a king.
Yeah, did anybody see the way Castro shoved there? Or just he shoved so like, oh, I gotta shove the turn now. I never would put him on a king there. Just the way he like. And he fades. It looks like fist pump.
Fist pump. Normally bad for the guy in a flush draw.
Full double for Bob. All
Yeah.
because he flatted here, too.
Yeah. He races pre-flop. Castro probably gets out of the way. Or he's going to check it down. He doesn't bet into him. So that check or that limp pre-flop really paid off for him. Really paid off to the max.
And now we got
Max payoff.
Yep, I get it.
In fact, I want that to
I'm
be
picking
my
up what
next
you're putting
my
putting
next
down.
My next online screen name for poker, if it
Max
ever be,
Payout?
it's just going to be Max Payout.
It's pretty cool.
It's not bad, right? A copyright by Ken Collin. I don't know if that's. I think you just say it. I think you just say trademark TM. That just means it's trademarked from now on.
Yeah.
You're like when you're in college and people would be like, just mail yourself the song lyrics, bro, and then don't open it, and then it's an official document that shows that you had it beforehand. And I was just like, guys, nobody cares about your songs or poems that you're writing to girls. I mean, if the girls aren't caring, then why
Then
would
who
you
else is
care?
gonna
Right.
care?
Nobody cares.
Right.
You can have your hippie trademark.
So I think, did you curse Castro here? I mean, you just lost half a stack.
I might.
Right. I mean,
I don't.
run to the
I
queens,
didn't
run to the
mean
queens.
But I think I did. Oh, I thought Bob folded the two-face cards with very little chips in play, but he
No.
didn't. This is Bob P in the middle. Very confusing to have two Bobs in a row.
Bob J and Bob P. And he's
Bob's going to open with the King Queen, so he's actually doing the one thing that we say most players never do. Opening with a moderate to weak hand
That's
while...
not weak.
I mean,
King Queen on the button.
I guess. You said when a guy's stacking his chips and he raises, he got a massive hand.
That's a big hand.
I don't know if that's a massive
On the
hand.
button, King Queen, and he even double parlayed it. You just say if he just doubles up.
I mean,
and then
that's
plays
like
a pot.
that's like average size at best. You're not whipping those over and expecting it to get oohs and ahs. It's just ooh, you know. It's like, all right, I
King
get
Queen's pretty.
it. Pretty massive to Brandon.
Yeah.
It's all relative, right?
Yeah.
Ace King now for Jeff. There's a lot of hands waking up here. No idea what that is.
That's not good. Jeff, Ace King, 200,000 maybe.
Yeah, maybe two. Yeah.
Bob's got him out the Queen 10 of diamonds. It's
Not
gonna
happy
fold.
about that.
No. He
Jack
wanted it to fold to
two.
him, so he
Yeah,
could
he
shove.
could shove it in. Ace 5 for Joe, who we haven't seen much action from.
Jack 3 for Castro. Nothing worse than paying the big blind ante, and looking down the Jack 3 off.
After you just got involved in two pretty big hands.
Yep, and then having the guy just make it 200 in your face.
Yeah. It's nice, huh?
Allowed the time if I just call. I was gonna go all in. If nobody else say anything for sure.
So some of these chip stacking abilities is rubbing off on Bob. It's a nice thing when you get a person who's so good at chipping stacking chips, that it rubs off on the other players, right?
He doesn't know what to do. There you go.
Yeah, he's moving around. Get a third
One
row.
on top,
Third row.
top, top,
Third
top,
row.
top.
No, not next. On top.
Then she's got hers rearranged.
She switched. She wasn't like in the feng shui of the current ones. Bob's cool. He's just ripping King Queen every hand. Just give me King Queen, guys. May with the 9-5. Dolly Parton hearts. You know Dolly Parton wants to be in Playboy.
No.
She's like 70. She would like to be the first 70-year-old on the cover of Playboy.
She really
Do they even
70?
have? Yeah. Do they even have covers anymore on Playboy?
I don't know. I've never seen a
Me
Playboy.
neither. Man, how things have changed. When I was like in middle school, it's like, damn, Kenny's got a Playboy. It was awesome. Now it's just like, meh, whatever.
I remember this kid in my grade school.
Downloading
had-
increasingly shameful porn on the internet.
Well, it gets worse.
Wait, what gets worse?
Like
The
longer-
increasingly, yeah,
just-
exactly.
You
You get immune to it. Next thing I know, I'm
Right.
looking up stuff that I didn't even know was possible.
Yeah. I'm not gonna-
Puppets and weird stuff,
Midget
you know?
clowns and-
Right.
yeah.
Jesus, I hate clowns. No offense to any clowns watching this show.
There was a kid in middle school that had.
So
a-
let's comment on this. Tyler literally couldn't pick. I mean, he's just. Does he even look? I mean, he's all in automatically, but is this like one of those things that you should ever let yourself get into?
Probably not.
The point of me asking you
Probably
this
not.
is just like
I mean,
saying,
sometimes
like,
it just happens.
if you're like in there and you've got no chips and there's like two guys in, even though your odds of winning are much smaller, shouldn't you just jam it in and
Right,
try
so
to
you get
triple
the
or quad
full
up?
triple up plus
Because it's like, what's the point now? Even if you had aces right now, there's nothing. It doesn't matter. Like, you're not protecting anything. You got to go up against multiple
he's got
hands.
60,000.
He got lucky here that Bob jammed all in with Jack 8, and then other Bob wakes up with a Monstro hand.
Well, I'm trying to
Monstro
get-
is the whale from Pinocchio, which I watched yesterday.
Okay.
Pinocchio's great.
So you think that King Queen is weak and Ace Jack is Monstro?
Yeah, I mean, look at they're suited.
Okay.
Suited goes a long way, Brandon.
See.
You wear a suit to an interview, you're already better off. You wear a mismatched suit, like a suit jacket and sweatpants, which is basically what Jack 8 off is.
That's my favorite hand.
You got way less chance of getting a job. All right, flop comes out with a whole lot. Okay, that's it. Good night, folks. See you later.
All right, 2 double elimination for Bob P.
Yeah. Bob down, Tyler down.
So Bob gets the higher place.
He does,
Bob gets 6th, and
You know, it's a
Tyler
question that actually, surprisingly, that I get a lot. Where people are like, if 3 guys are all in and...
Well, because like Bob had a better hand than Tyler.
So, like, he got second place, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like, there's no placing. If I start the hand with 100,000 and you start the hand with 50K and another person knocks us both out, I automatically get the higher place and money because I
Even
had
if I had
ice.
quads.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And the other guy's got a royal flush and I got 4 high.
Right.
Doesn't matter, right? You don't finish gold, silver, bronze. It's just based on the number of chips that you
Started
have.
the hand with.
I wonder where, like, why that came up, or why that's a rule. Maybe it should be like if you got second place, you get second
Well, no,
higher money.
That's dumb, I think.
Well, let's not just discount ideas, Brandon. We don't just say things like those are dumb.
Well, that is dumb because who cares? It doesn't. If you didn't win, you lost. So all
you ain't first, you're last.
right. So all the lost hands are
Losers.
even
Even
They're the
losers,
same.
right? Don't
Whether
penalize.
you lost with quads or you lost.
So you're
with
saying they
high.
shouldn't penalize bigger losers than others.
Correct.
You're both losers.
Correct.
Accept your defeat and
No
go home.
participation trophies.
Right. I hate participation trophies. My daughters played soccer. They were 4 and 2 at the time, but they played in like a 4 and under league. It was like 2-year-olds, 3-year-olds, 4-year-olds. My youngest daughter, who's my middle child, she we kind of bumped her up because it's really supposed to be like 3s and 4s, but
Sure.
she was close. Like
And she wants to play with her sister.
she wants to play with her sister, and like another girl in her my daughter's class, another family that we hang out with, like,
Same ages.
and they're in
same
there
thing.
too. So
Yeah.
like it was nice that they knew a bunch of people. But anyways,
Wow.
I know.
She's mucking a 10 there.
And she opened, yeah, she opened, and Joe raised with an ace-3, and she got away from it. Pretty good flip there though.
I like Joe. Raising with his flush draws. Giving him 2 chances to win.
I think I even tagged that hand as raised with your flush draws, or always bet the flush draws. But anyways, participation medals.
Yep.
They gave away every game. It was like you did an hour of, or like it was like an hour and a half. It was like 30 minutes of practice and then like 40 minutes of game.
Sure.
Which was nice because I mean
Right.
there's no teams. You're just kind
Yeah,
of
you're
running
just
around.
they're running
It's just
around.
to
They're
do stuff.
2 to 4.
So every time the coach would give away a medal, it's the same medal, and like he'd be like, okay, well today we're going to talk about teamwork, and you know, Billy, you were the team, such good teamwork, you get a medal. The nice thing is every week someone got a medal, and ultimately every kid got a medal.
Sure.
But at least it wasn't every day everybody got a medal, and it was like totally.
yeah.
It was still because like Sawyer came home crying the first day. She's like, "Oh, such and such got a medal. I didn't get a medal." I was like, "That's the way it goes.
okay,
Like that's
yeah.
fine, you know."
Only one person's going to get a medal here.
Right.
Not.
You know, so it was
14.
really kind of, you know, maybe a good happy medium
Yeah.
where they're kind of giving away frivolous medals, but yet still kind of breaking kids' hearts because they're
It's
only
like
giving
the
away
same
one at a
thing,
time.
like in baseball when I was a kid. Like they don't like depending on they would give away a game ball after the game for
Right.
the kid who had the best game. Well, sometimes you'd have a really good game, but you hit a home run, but the kid threw a shutout. You're like,
Right.
they're just going to give it to him.
Right.
It sucks.
You're shit out of luck.
But there's next game.
So,
Yeah.
parenting from Ken and Brandon, brought to you by.
Maybe we can do a parenting podcast.
I asked him, what is he doing back there? Best
You
part
all right?
is he can hear us because the ceiling is just a drop ceiling. It's pretty funny.
You okay?
Are you okay? Somebody just dropped a huge thing in the back warehouse, so we're moderately worried about him. All right, Jeff opens here. 3 bets? Did he 3 bet?
Nope, just an open.
Oh, I thought I saw a raise earlier, but no. Jeff raises to 160. Everybody folds around.
Yep. This is the type of the tournament where you're not going to see too many flops. I mean, it's kind of.
And if you do see flops, they're going to be pretty big pots.
Right. It's almost like every pot you get into could be a double up or you get knocked out at this point.
All right.
8 big blinds, 10, 14, 18, and 22. I'm just making up numbers, but close. Chip leader's got 20 bigs. All the pots are going to be massive. They're down to 5-handed, so it's a half ante. But the blinds went up
And
to
again,
40,
this
80.
is about 12:30. So,
Oh, yeah, I
so
mean-
they've been rolling for 8
We're
hours and
we're
change.
we're to the point of the tournament where, I mean, it's got to finish.
Yeah. At some point, every tournament gets to where everybody's shorthanded.
Yeah.
That's just the way it is.
Right. Like you had a bunch of play for the last 8 hours to get to this spot.
Right. Stack Tournament is still the #1 tournament at CCG.
Oh, yeah.
It's been the #1 tournament for how
I mean,
many
look at
years?
these
Like 2
chip
years?
stacks.
It's insane. It's also nice to play because it's cool to have, like $1 million in chips. And
Yeah,
to
it's
say I
also
was in a
cool-
$3 million pot.
It's
you know?
also cool to have like the ability to like try out a bunch of new stuff that you haven't done early on in tournaments, and like do some weird stuff that you're not sure how it would work because it would never work in an early bird, just because you don't have the. And
the
like,
chip sizing is not
right.
there.
You get 60,000 in chips. Even 2 hours in, you're at 200, 400. You can still 6-bet fold or do something crazy,
Right.
where you can lose 20,000 in chips and be like, all right, well, I'm good for
No big
3
deal.
more hours.
Right.
It's still okay.
Blinds are 400, 800, and I've got 40,000 in chips.
Yeah. And that's because I lost 2 big pots.
Right. It does surprise me, though, when people play these big, deep stack tournaments. I mean, you're starting with 60,000 in chips.
And 100, so
100,
600 big
start.
blinds.
Right. And people still get knocked out in the first round.
Yeah.
Every tournament. Every time.
It is a pretty big advantage, though, if you can get
A huge double
like
up.
180,000 early in this thing. You can like,
Just coast.
Just pound and coast, yeah.
So are you... I find that
coast.
I'm a coaster. Once I build a big chip stack, I find that I just kind of like ease off the gas, and I'm just in like, everything's breezy. Everything's cool. I'm just sailing along, whatever it is. If I catch a great hand, good. I'm not making tons of move. You're in the position of jam your foot on the gas and
Let's
just
go.
keep going. Where you end up halfway
Maria
through the
host
tournament,
style. You can lose.
and
You can lose the big pots and still have a bunch of chips.
and you got half of the chips in play with 40 people left. You know.
Yeah.
Didn't somebody do that we knew at like a WSOP like circuit event where they had like 80% of chips in play at like 20 players, like an absurd
I think
amount.
Jerry in the MSPT
That he won?
I think he had like literally 80% of the chips with like 7 or 8 left of the final table.
Just like everybody
good
else is
luck.
short stack minus
like
him.
good luck.
Yeah, it's literally like how do you knock this guy
When
down?
they got down to 4, I think they like just like gave him first place and like chopped up second, third, and fourth, which is the craziest deal ever. Don't ever do that, guys. But
Play it out.
yeah, always play it out.
All right, Queen's making another appearance, this time for Joe in the 7th seed. Obviously, Castro's in the hand because he can't get away from Queens to save his life. It's like basically living in Wrigleyville.
Yeah.
Am I allowed to say that?
Yeah, it's borderline. It's fine.
Borderline, middle of the
You're
road.
right.
It's apocalypse, man. And nobody's listening anyways.
Right.
What are we gonna have? Like 7 people? Actually,
We
this
might
could
have
be like the
more.
#1 watched. Oh man, I better be careful.
Right.
Better be careful. Bob P with the 8-7, no bueno. I'm gonna go get a drink. You want anything?
I'm okay.
Okay.
Unless you're going to Starbucks.
No, I'm just going to the refrigerator.
Oh.
You're in charge though.
Great.
Hey, did you notice my new Funko? The George Washington crosses the Delaware River.
I do now. Looks pretty cool. All right. Let's see here. We're getting our blinds situated. Joe, King Jack of Hearts under the gun. Tough spot. 10.5 bigs under the gun. It's like really borderline. You can raise, you can fold, you can shove.
See, I don't know how to play. I'm back, by the way. I don't know how to play King Jack of
Under the gun with 10 big blinds.
Yeah, but we talked about this. I have a very difficult time when we are 5-handed and under the gun really turns into like the hijack position. I still think of it as under the gun, so I'm not making that tournament change of like short-handed play and going forward. But
So-
being now that social distancing is a thing, all tournaments now are going to be 4-handed.
Yep. We'll just run them 400. The 1 seat, the 4 seat, the
4-handed
7
signals.
seat, the
You just
9
pay
seat.
first place. Rip them all day long.
You know they have those.
They do.
On
They're
the internet.
on the internet.
Spin and goes.
The old days.
So I don't know. Joe there decided to raise. If he's gonna raise like his, that's good. I like it. You can raise fold, but then you have to raise some really good hands that you're gonna raise call with too. But
I will say this: May has lost 25% of her chips. She had over 2 million. She's at 1.5 now. She's lost a quarter of her chips. I don't think she's been in one hand.
nope.
So it's just blinds and.
Annie's and
So it is important to make sure, even 5-handed, that you're still trying to make some moves to pick up. You can't go 4 rounds or 5 rounds without winning one hand or getting involved at all. She did raise with that King 10 clubs and then got raised by Joe with the Ace 5 suited, and she ended up folding. Oh, and there was this table next to this one. Oh, I had to yell them like 3 times. They were insane. Yelling, screaming, just being crazy town. It was nuts. Thought I'd let you know that. In case you can hear people screaming, it's not at the table, it's these nutsos.
all right. 4-way action. Jack 7-3. Couple clubs. Looks like the King Jack is very ahead of everybody because nobody flopped anything else.
Nice.
May King High backdoor clubs. Joe Ace High. Bob Queen High. Runner. Nah, nobody's got anything.
You're stretching here, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Jeff flopped top
Well,
pair
I'm saying
with,
besides Jeff.
Yeah.
Jeff's got the King Jack, and
but he's going to bet here, and nobody else really is going to find a call.
no.
It would be a very loose call. It's just going to be a
Out of there,
yeah,
out of
it's
there,
just,
out of
they
there.
already all folded.
Did you give me a drink?
I didn't. Did you want a drink?
No.
I got distracted by
I mean, yes, I did. But
by
I
George Washington crossing the Delaware. Who else is in the boat?
I'm not going to embarrass myself.
I don't know.
Five in the stack. Can I get IDs from everybody?
I don't know.
Please? We're going to keep points, track of all that stuff. So
I have to Google
collect
that.
those from everyone.
Who else is in the boat? George Washington.
If possible. Thank you, sir.
I'm not very good with
Yes, ma'am.
history.
Thank
Let's
you.
take a look.
Gracias. Thank you, sir.
So Funko is those like bobblehead things,
All right, we got 5.
and it's like a scene. So there's like 3 of them, and they're in a boat, and it's George Washington crossing the Delaware, but there's 2 other guys in the boat, and it's a famous picture, but I don't know who else is in George W's boat. All right, Jeff has got King Jack now, still stacking chips from the previous hand. He's up to 1.5 million. Considering he started this table at like friggin' 5 big blinds, this is kind of gross. 10 big blinds? All right, May's got 9s now. Oh my God, did she just fold? Brandon,
What?
May just folded 9s to a raise. King Jack raised to 160. Blinds are, it's a min raise, and she punted
Well, yeah, obviously
from the
punted.
button. From the button. First down, punt. Right?
I don't know.
I
It's
don't-
almost like the opposite of punting. It's like holding.
They kneeled it. She
Yeah,
just
that's
she
just
just
deal.
victory
Yeah.
victory formation. Hike down. Oh, okay. Second down, guys. You didn't do anything. It's worse than anything. You didn't even. He didn't even. They didn't even
try
wait
to go
Yeah,
forward.
and then they paused for 5 seconds to let the clock run out. Good God.
Yeah, 9s is a little tight there.
Especially when you're in position. Granted, who are we to decide when 9s are good or not? Because, I mean, really 9s you're hoping a best case scenario is that scenario you're at 50-50, right?
Right.
But I still want to see it and see what happens. You're going to get to see him make all of his own moves beforehand. I like it. Castro just opened there with a little 9-8 suited, gets it through, and picks up the blinds. I find that I'm watching, or I should say, I'm looking at Barstool more now than I did when they had all of the sports stuff to comment on. Like, the stuff they're coming up with now is just great. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
I like it.
It's a good song.
Yeah. Who is it?
Third Eye Blind.
I was never a big Third Eye Blind fan. It's
Jumper.
too crybaby.
Oh, this is Third Eye.
I would understand. Yeah, they're always fucking talking about understanding and crying, and it's awful. It's like emo before it was cool to be emo. Speaking of emo, I wonder how Richie's doing.
Wow. Hey, Richie.
I love Richie.
He's probably all right. So CCG plugs, 2 weeks off.
CCG plugs right now are going to be, well, I mean, theoretically, this should come out on April 2nd. So hopefully we'll be playing at the event.
We're running.
However, with that being said, yesterday being St. Patrick's Day is when we're recording this, even though it's going to air in a couple of weeks, just per scheduling purposes.
Yes.
We're trying to jam some stuff in right now. They closed Vegas for 30 days. Minimum 30 days, bam. So my feeling is Pritzker's going to come up with another 15 days here and be safe, get us through middle of April, tax day. Did you hear they extended everyone's taxes?
I don't pay tax. I don't pay attention to this stuff. No, yeah, it's another month, right?
Right. I think it's 90 days is what they gave me.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a ton.
All right, well, here's Kings. She likes this spot a little better than nines.
And it's up against Ace Queen, which, in all honesty, Bob's kind of looking at her like, what the hell just happened here?
Bob's like, I remember when my chip stack was small and you had this crazy stack. So Bob just made it 240 and she just rips it. How can you fold? Wow. People are so good at poker.
I mean, she gave him the opportunity to fold because she went all in. If she'd have just 3-bet him here to like
500,
450, 480, what did she have to make it? Yeah, I mean, 400 would be fine. 480.
Yeah.
Get him to get some more chips in there and then rip it on the flop.
Yep.
Fade an ace and go.
Fade an ace and go.
Hey, that'd be a good name for a TV show. Fade an ace and go. Brought to you by CCG Poker TV.
Did you see at Tavern on the Grange they had like poker night and it was like brought to you by CCG Poker TV?
I didn't see that.
It said CCG Poker TV.
Oh, did it really?
Yeah.
They're awesome, by the way.
I know.
And I really like Jim, the old owner.
Yeah,
of Tavern on the
they're
Grange.
awesome.
But the new owners,
They're very proactive.
and they're excited to have us, and they're fun. We always talk about that being like a thing. Did we ever figure out whose backpack got left there?
No.
Nobody called in, so it's definitely somebody from there because it was a Poker Stars backpack. So if you're listening to this, and you have a Poker Stars backpack that you lost, it's
Oh, man.
probably at
I know who has a Poker Stars backpack.
who?
I'm not really sure.
Well,
Somebody does, though. Somebody I know does.
yeah. Do you think somebody does because somebody left it at?
No, I
Tavern on
know
the
that
Grange?
somebody has a pack. I gotta look and see, make sure I texted all the
All right,
guys.
we got pocket twos here. Hey, check this out. Jeff races with Big Slick suited, and Bob's along for the ride with pocket twos.
Guys,
Quack, 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 Mr. Ducksworth.
Bears just traded for quarterback Nick Foles.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
For a compensatory 4th-round pick. So basically nothing. No, he got injured last year.
Yeah.
All right, we got
Ace 6-8 on the flop.
deuces.
Deuces do not hold. Jeff goes all in. A lot of loosey-goosey all-ins here. Can't be all loosey-goosey, eating a sandwich, jamming all in on your top pair, top
people
kicker.
just get they don't want to get sucked out on. They see the big old pile out in front of them. They don't want.
I mean, it's a
max value.
$1.8 million pop, but he only won $400,000 because most of that was his all-in, right?
That's basically. It's one of those things that's like it's tough to get over, and even I get myself into those situations, like trying to play good. You know, there's just a big pot out there, and you're like, man, I know I have them so crushed. Let me try and milk them, but you got to know that sometimes you're going to get sucked out on and just lose a massive pot.
And you have to be okay with that.
Right.
Because in the long run, it's more profitable to not go all in there and bet another
small
$350K.
And get all like ace deuce.
And again, in all honesty, I don't think deuces are calling a $40,000.
But what about
bet.
ace deuce and all these hands that would call something?
What if
that
you had ace
got to
queen?
fold? Right.
You bet $350, get him to go all in, try to get you off of your worst ace, and bink, you're good. And yes, sometimes you're going to wake up with a guy who had ace-8 suited and you lose, but it is what it is. You could still drill a king on the turn of the
here we
river.
go. Joe-
Boy, how often can you say in poker, drill a king and it's okay? It's a good thing.
It is. Joe rips the ace 5 and Castro snap calls with king queen because he knows that king queen's a good hand.
Oh, yeah.
But he is 40% here.
60-40 flip. We got a pause in production.
I like it.
This is the all-in moment of the week.
What about the bang? The bang all
Nah,
that?
I stopped drinking Bang. I think it makes me sick. I'm on to Coke Energy now. These things are money.
I've never had one.
Oh, they're
Oh, I see a face
phenomenal.
card. I see couple face cards.
King. Oh, 2 hearts out there. Castro's got the queen of hearts, though. Outflop Joe big time here.
All right,
Another heart.
2 outs, 3 outs. Oh,
Oh,
black
no,
ace.
Brandon, why would you say 3 outs?
I don't
I mean, that's what he had, but shit.
And then the graphic showed us that ace was folded too, so
Yeah.
it was really 2 outs. According to our graphics, Castro has 20,000 in chips left. Let's see how good our production team has been
I
today.
don't think he gets it. I think that's all of it.
Well, I blame the dealer for
So
this
that is
counting
something
run.
that people don't realize, is that somebody has to be behind the scenes here and actively entering in all the information. I wish it was automated. It's
Oh.
not.
Hey, I have updated news on the PokerStars backpack. It was Sal's. Literally the only dealer I didn't text because he's not in my phone. It's dealer. He's in my phone. It's just Sal. And then he said, "Yeah, I picked it up the next day."
So basically, that hand played itself.
So, yeah. I just have no idea what you're looking for.
Live or
Just stuff. You have more bags than anybody I've ever met.
should be started by now, right?
Yeah, a long time.
Beautiful.
Oh,
So the zero sugar cherry is good.
Oh, phenomenal.
Just tastes like Coke Zero Cherry, but it has energy drinks. Energy in it.
I thought there was like a 15 or 20 minute delay.
Oh boy.
Getting closer. Getting closer. All right, so today should be April
Am I the
2nd.
big blind or just one big blind?
Happy April, everybody. We've been on lockdown for 2 weeks. Hopefully, this 2-week ban has been lifted and players are playing poker, and we're all excited to be back, even if they're limited in the number of people that we can have at events, because that's a real possibility right now.
Right. Like the limitations and stuff is going to be for a while. All right, so Castro is out.
Down to 4.
We need to figure it out on the computer because it still hasn't made the tournament. But
It's all right. I think that's what I'm doing right now.
yep. Can you just eliminate a player, or do you have
Yeah,
to like?
you just delete them.
Okay. He's just gone. Boom. Boom.
Yeah, you just zero out their chips.
I got you.
There you go. Bob P, Queen 10, he raised. Yeah? Or he's the big blind. Shows he's under the gun.
Oh, but it might be wrong because they have.
Okay, so yeah,
Castro
I think,
there.
yeah, I do remember this. I think they kind of went crazy because then Bob starts putting in chips.
Okay, so where are we at on that? So he's
So it's a dead small. See how Bob hasn't even looked at his cards yet because he believes that he's the blind? I don't know what the hell's going on. Nope, call it a check. Oh, that's what happened, and then they ended up just saying, whatever, we're just going to put it
He
in.
limped under the gun, but really he thought he was big blind.
And then he looked at his cards, he's like, yeah, whatever, I'll limp.
Yeah, and then it went all the way around to the dead
Right.
or the big only, and he's like, "Check, let's go."
Yep. I think this is going to be a check all the way down.
Yeah,
Maybe a
this is
10 on the
one of
river would be good.
Those
Nah,
funny
nothing.
hands where
Just nobody
stuff
wants to
goes
take a stab
wrong
at
and
it.
stuff.
Yeah.
Let's get this hand over with on to the next one.
Check, check. Bob, show your queen high. You're good. Congratulations
Red
on
Hot
your
Chili Peppers.
table minimum blackjack. I like Red Hot Chili Peppers. They're good. Do you not like Red Hot Chili
Alright.
Peppers? I mean, I didn't say that they were like my favorite band of all time, but they're good.
Yeah.
15.
But they're good. May's still hanging out here. We haven't seen much action from May, other than the fact that she jammed it all in with kings.
Yep. But hey, she's playing tight, and she's
Play
just
tight.
kind of thin the field, and
Play tight, play all night.
she's
Level.
kind of coasting with her
ladder
chip
up.
stacks,
Yeah.
which you like to do.
I just,
I like to do it too. I mean,
yeah, sometimes my brain, I have a good feeling of when, I'm firing on all pistons and when there's some misfiring going on. Got to know when you're not playing your best and be able to coast versus trying to force action that's just not there. All right, Bob P has no problem though. He's a gas pedal guy. Looks like he's gonna just call with this ace-8 against Jeff's. Oh no, Jeff raised. Bob calls with the ace-8. It's nice to call with a better hand when somebody raises into you and you look down at ace-8 suited. I mean, it's not awesome because you might be worried about a better ace, but still, I mean, it's a pretty hand.
It gets out flopped. Jeff
Again.
with the top pair, queen kicker. This is a pretty bad flop for
Ace-8.
I mean, he's got a gutter. Jeff's going to continue for 200. Bob calls the 200 before Jeff even has the chips out. And all of a sudden we have an 850K pot.
That's big.
That is big.
Not something I'm used to hearing.
No. Deuce of spades might scare some people. As I say that, I think Jeff just bet 200 more thousand.
Yeah, I think he's going to 200 him to death.
And Bob is...
Along for the ride. He believes his ace high is good. Or he's really hoping to drill a 9 and
Yeah,
win a
he might
massive
bluff
pot.
the spades, too. There's Jeff. He's like, I know I got black, queen, jack. Maybe it's spades. No, it's not.
Did he check
He
again?
double checked.
Yeah.
I think Bob didn't double check because he
All right,
knows.
our first legit $1.3 million pot. 6 in the river is not much help to anybody. I mean, it really doesn't put... I mean, I guess it's a moderate straight card, but not really. I mean,
No straights.
So now Jeff checks. He bet the whole way. Pre-flop, flop, turn. Screams, I don't have anything, right? Shouldn't Bob have fired a bullet there?
Jack good.
I don't know.
You think he could have got Jeff to fold?
Probably not. I think Jeff
think
is in
he
like
goes-
check call mode.
You think
on
he
that
goes
river.
all in? 900?
Maybe if he wants to fire a
Big.
Bob.
Whoa, Brian. Easy with the microphone.
That's not that cool.
Yeah. Just try that again.
Yeah.
No, doesn't seem.
Just like that, Bob down to 9 bigs.
I don't know about that hand. That was an odd one. What did he put Jeff on to get that many calls? I just didn't like the...
I mean, he called the flop with the gutter ball on the ace high because he doesn't want to give up on the jack 10-7.
Right.
The turn is a deuce of spades. That's probably like a pretty terrible card for ace 8 of hearts. The turn is where he could have got away. And they didn't really... The river is not... The river's too much of a brick to bluff.
Right.
So really, it's the turn 200K.
Maybe at that point he's thinking spade comes on there, I can
That's
rep
what-
the
that's what I
spade.
said,
Yeah. Oh, is that what you said?
I did say
You
that.
said that? Because
Right.
you're the expert and I'm just
Indeed.
the asshat who says funny jokes every once in a while.
They're not
I could be an
that
expert too.
And I could-
and they're
and
not,
I could-
and I'm
and
not
I
that
could tell-
funny.
and I can
wow.
tell jokes.
Wow.
Tell jokes.
Well, just to know here, there's a host and there's a co-host here. There's no co-host. 10 dudes versus 4 dudes, just the blinds. Battle the blinds here. Bob's a little angry. He's just going to bet it out. Not to mention the fact that May has been fairly tight, so
Fairly tight
if you're
is
going
an
to put...
understatement.
I didn't want to make it too obvious, but I mean, if she
Well,
could-
we can see the cards. He can't see that she folded 9s and what she had when he
she has not been very involved.
Yes.
She has not volunteered. Her
Active.
VPIP is very low.
her activity level has been. But I think she's
Even
like,
though she flopped a 4 here. So
I think she's picking up on that a little
She
bit.
might be thinking, no, she gave it up. My
Well,
problem
so
is
far
if I
the
had
under
if
is-
I had the 4 deuce there, I would be thinking, he doesn't have an ace, but he might have an 8,
Wow, just
which
as I was
beats my
about to
4.
say that she ripped some hand sanitizer. I was about to say the under is rolling
Rolling good right now.
on 17, but she just
Well, we're trailing towards the end here of part 1 of this stack tournament. Play's been pretty good. Chip stacking has been very good.
Yeah.
This is by far the prettiest chip stack. Oh yeah, the Jeff just got
you say that. But he had just too many chips.
Okay, the right side of the table has great chip stacking ability. The left side of the table, they're just like, meh, whatever. Here's my stack. Have you ever gotten yelled at a tournament for not... I made a rookie mistake in the Omaha tournament. I had my big chips behind. I just didn't even pay attention. I was just stacking them, and I think it was like breaks, so I might have moved my big stack to the back so that it was easier for them to color up, because I had bought up all the black chips.
I've heard that people do that during break. Like the pros were like, I move my big chips to the back during break.
Wouldn't that be easier to steal if that was the reason for moving him?
I don't know.
I guess it doesn't matter.
Maybe because it's easier to color up. I mean, that makes sense.
That's why I did it, and then I came back, and then it was dealer change, and she's like, "Sir, can you please put your big chips out?" I was like, "Oh man, rookie! I'm a rookie mistake." But sometimes I like playing the. I always allude to Columbo. You know how Columbo? You ever watch Columbo when you were a kid?
What's Columbo?
Columbo was the private detective. It's the dad from Princess Bride. I'm really going how old I am here. It's the grandfather from Princess Bride that reads to Fred Savage, and then. No, and nothing here? Okay.
Nothing.
Folks, please back me up if you're in your 30s to 40s to 50s that this is a real thing, non-millennials. And Columbo was a private detective show, but he always pretended, he was always like, he came off as very stupid, but he was really very smart. So I always say, like, that's Columbo. Like, I like to play Columbo at the table. I want people my table image, I want them to think that I'm a bad player, I'm a doofus, and I don't know what I'm doing. Because you can get away with a lot more stuff then.
Yep. Right, playing the pro card doesn't get you very far.
It really doesn't. Now, sometimes you can play the pro card and scare away, easily intimidatable, less confident players, right? I've seen that happen before. If you're the table captain, I will not be pushed around, and then they make a bunch of bets, and then people get out, out of the hand because they're afraid. So I mean, there's definitely two sides to the coin there, but I don't play that part very well. I'm typecasting myself into the Columbo role. All right, so I did make a mistake in this one. I thought the fours had folded, but they had actually called the 200K bet, so it's like a 400 and something thousand pot. We'll get it back with the graphics here in a minute. So I think Bob opened with the 9-6 and got Jeff to call with pocket fours. And let's see if we can see the flop here. Not a terrible flop for fours, moderately speaking, but it did get checked the whole way down. And then
so King Deuce Deuce flop, Jack turn 8 river.
And then Bob did finally bet the river, and then the 9-6 gave it up. No other chips went in the pot except the fours.
Jeff bet the river.
Correct.
And Bob folded that.
Right, which is still, he won the original 200.
There's the PokerStars backpack. Oh, it's pausing right there.
That's the end of part one.
That's it.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for watching part one. Hopefully, poker is back, and we are excited. If not, we will stay updated as much as possible. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. It is immensely important for us to get more subscribers on YouTube. It helps the videos. It helps the channel. It helps CCG in general. And we love you guys, and we want you to love our videos. So hit that thumbs up button, share it with your friends, and stay safe out there, everybody.
That was too good. I got nothing.
Nice. Good. Silence for Brandon.
Yeah.
See you next time, everybody. Bye.